page and watch a lot of the comments in Facebook. So you guys, what's one of your favorite things? Your fun in the sun. What do you like to do? I'm going to put us down here to the desk now. Thank you all for sprinkling me out there. I appreciate it. Let me straighten this up a little bit. Okay, so I got my glue. I'm all ready. I had to catch up today with some stuff that we needed to do. Now, for any of you that have been following along, you will know that I only worked on 3 signatures. And then when I got ready to put them together, and I practiced with, well, I think I showed you last time on a little segment, tiny little envelopes or something, how actually the tab binding works. And then I realized, I'm like, yeah, I need another signature. So I did get another signature put together. It's a little bit different. It doesn't have all of the other papers that are in here. Now that I'm kind of caught up and I can breathe. Hey, Sherry, Estella, there is Jimmy Lou, Rena, Mary, Linda, Ruth, Liz and Jill, Terry, Cindy, Susan, let's see, Cynthia was on right before me. Hi, Carol, and Sherry. You guys, thanks so much for popping in. And so one of the things that, I don't even know. My mind just went blank. I don't know. Oh, okay, so now we're getting answers to what you like to do. Phew, okay. Cynthia says she likes running and walking. Sherry says she likes to go camping at the river with her kids and grandkids. Oh my goodness, my voice is all gruff again. So so here's my one that I did I just grabbed some stuff and I put 2 pieces of cardstock in here, and then this is some of that linen paper that I had found. And I decided that I would just do it like this because it will give me something easy and sturdy, sturdier than because I don't have any other real heavy pages, right? And so this will give me a chance to go ahead and, put something like waterfalls or who knows what. You never know, right? I need to glue that down. There might be some others. Now, these are large envelopes. These are, I think they're 9 by 12 envelopes, and that's what I've used for, the backing of each signature. Looks like some of these I'm eventually going to have to probably go in here and give a little more glue. If these were not the backings of the signatures, you could use these you could make pockets with them, you guys. You could cut along there and make a pocket. Or, you maybe even could cut it in half this way and, stitch it into your bindings and into your signatures. That would be cool. That way you would have, look at this, I didn't glue any of these. My goodness. Now, if you will notice, this one looks a little bit different and it's got a little bit of shine to it. It's got some sparkle in it. I finally got my spray to work that I wanted to use. I originally was going to do all of these envelopes with that and I couldn't get it to spray right. And today I actually found some of my little spray bottles, and so I filled it with that one. I don't like it when you are using something right from the manufacturer and they don't have a bottle that will work right. It makes me kind of irritated. Why would they do that to us, right? Is this one closed? This one's closed, but looks like it needs a little bit of help. So who knows? I'm going to look back and see what else everybody's saying. You guys, since we moved to Texas, I don't have any fun. There is no such thing. I think fun in the sun in Texas is an oxymoron. There's no fun in the sun in the summer. Gosh, it is hot as all get out and I don't like it. Okay, so now I need to decide which one of these I'm going to put on the front. I'm going to since this guy looks different, I'm going to sandwich him in. But I also went back and I added some of the, I used fossilized amber that was the color of this Distress Oxide ink. And that's the one that I chose to use. And so I went ahead and I put that on here. Some of these inside I've got fossilized amber, and it's combined with also tea something. Gosh, I set them out of the way. Oh gosh, I don't know. It's tea. Who knows? Oh my gosh, I don't know. It's something tea. And so this one though, it was really funny because I'd already sprayed it, and then when I came back to put the oxide on, you guys, it just went on so smooth. These things, as I used the brush, and I had one of these big brushes, and as I used it on here, it was just like it made the color kind of drag. I mean, it's just dragging on this naked paper, right? I should not say that. It might shut me down in the middle. I can't do that. Don't say things like that. In case you don't know, I actually did have a live shutdown in the middle one time. I was making like a fun little envelope thing, and I got this message saying that I was not. I had been naughty and I was violating the guidelines for EX and the other word I just used. I'm like, I'm making paper crafts. What are you talking about? Well, luckily I was still, I told everybody go over to YouTube. I'm still running over there. And so we did that and we carried on. Okay, I gotta find, I know one of these, I don't know, any of these would be fine. Why am I making such a big deal about which one I want to do first, you guys? They all have these fun things. Maybe I'll just do this one. I got this sandcastle here. Let's use that one for the front. Anyway, then I went back and I took these that I'd already done and I spritzed them a little bit so they would all kind of go together. So now we need to, now I've got some of these things. I decided that this is what I wanted to put on the very front as kind of a cover on the front. I love that one. These are some little things that I've got to use for some embellishments that were from one of the other sets. And let's see here. Now, let's go ahead and let's do our, no, I can't do the binding yet. Okay, I need to do the cover in a second. Let's go ahead, and what I want to do is I want to put, and I did print some of these other things on a lightweight cardstock. It's very light because I can get it to run through the printer. That is the best, you guys. So, when I found some that I could get to run through the printer, I was so excited. Hey, Molly, how are you? Hi, Becky. Up after me is going to be Christy from Funky Junk Inspiration. Yes, we've got all three Christies back today. So, we are all good to go. How funny is that? Isn't that funny sometimes when you know, you guys, the age that I am and my parents naming me that, I never had anybody my age that was my name. And then when we moved to Minnesota, there were all these little girls and that was their name. And we would go places and, moms would be calling for kids. They'd be going, Christy. And I'd turn around. I'm like, no, not me. They're not calling me. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me check here. Let me look back. Hi, Sherry. Oh, Sherry's over on YouTube. She says she likes YouTube better. Oh, there's Cynthia from the Shabby Heart by Vines. Hey, Debbie. Hey, Kathleen. What, several more of you have jumped on since I last looked. Thanks so much for popping in. Yolanda. Linda. Hey, you guys, I'm so glad to have you here. It seems like forever since I've been here with you. I'm telling you, time just skips by, and I did kind of, took a little time off. Oh, this would be cute. Let's put this one in here. Let's see. I love all of these. This one set was the one that I got first, and it's actually called MoonlitOasisBoutique. And I think it's so funny the way that these words show up in here. And you know, they look like they were meant to be. So, you know, I mean, if you cut it off, it doesn't really fit right. It's almost like a negative or something that's got like, you know, the code on it. So, you know, it was meant to be like that. So, okay, I'm going to put, this is like a little bit different size. It's not quite, you know, it's not going to cover the whole inside, but it's going to give a little bit more structure and sturdiness to this, to each signature. And since the signatures are going to be, you know, just that's going to be, they're all going to be kind of, you know, freewheeling it out there for the for the journal. I would like them to have a little bit of structure. And um, even though we've got this edge a little bit, you know, more on the edge that's not going to have so much, I'm okay with that. It's still going to give it a little bit more structure, okay? So there's one. Let's put that one there. Here's one in the back. Look, that one got another. Well, let's just go ahead and use this one. Some of them are way more, you know, and I thought it was interesting as I was looking for, you know, for some kind of printables to use for this theme. I thought that it was really funny because when you start looking for something, so many of the things are either ocean related, pool related, you know, things like that. And I thought that's really funny because, you know, there's really so much more to do for summer, right? So I just thought that was kind of interesting. Maybe I'll put that a little bit closer to the outside edge. So we'll just get those in there. Let's do these all real quick so we can continue. And for some of these, I better make sure I don't have them upside down. Yeah. That would be terrible to get them glued down here and have them all, you know, have the whole booklet upside down. Yeah, Renee, I tell you, yeah, there's like 4 different things that I used, and they're all listed. There's not links. You'll have to go look for them, but you don't want a bunch of links in your description because it doesn't feed out as well. Connie said she got them and she has them all cut out and ready to start a journal. Cool. This is a lot of fun. So I'm going to put it closer to that outside edge. But yeah, I mean, you know, there's so many more things to do, right? Than just be at the beach. Although, being at the beach, let's see what else we've got. Let me look at 1, 2. I don't have enough. Oh my goodness, you guys. How did I miscount that? I thought I had. Well, I got one more. I've got this girl too. Oh, you know what? I'm going to use this one for the front cover. I'm glad I didn't put that on there yet. What to do, what to do. Do you guys have problems deciding which papers you're going to put where? So many options. I'm not good with so many options because then I like so many of the things. And then it is just hard to do. You guys, I had to refill my little glue bottle. I was down to nothing. I was using it the other day and it's going, psh, you know, trying to, it's just all air. I'm like, oh, I got to remember to get some glue in there. Well, yes, Connie, if you live in a coastal town, that is true. Oh, Maritza, you're here. Don't worry about it. Things are kind of lifting up there. I might have to go back and squirt a little bit more in there, but you know, that'll work. Okay, so this one's got it. This one. Okay. Oh, let's just put this one here. That'll be pretty. I think even though I didn't print enough of these for 4, I don't know how I miscounted. Even though I've only got that many, that's fine. This will be something that will be easy to go back and apply even once it's bound. So I want to make sure we get to that part today. We do not want to miss that. But I love these bright colors on here. What else do we have? We got that one. Looks like well, no. Oh, I'm just missing one piece. That was it. Let's put this here. Janet, right? I don't, if it depends on what it is. If it's like using things like this, there's so many options. It's like, why are there so many options? Otherwise, it's not so bad. If you've got, I finally decided, like when I used to do so much scrapbooking, well, and even card making, it's like easier to decide if you are using fewer options. For me, anyway. It just, the fewer options, the more decisive you have to be, right? God, that would be so.
Okay. I bought more sandwiches.
Okay. Oh, I like this. This looks cute with this orange.
So cute.
Jennifer.
Being positive.
Being positive. Sure you are. What are you gonna do with these people? Hey Brenda, how are you? Oh, we finally have a new driver in the house. We finally got her to go and take her driving test. I don't know what is wrong with these people that just don't want to do that. And her mother sent her right off yesterday to go get something from the store while she's making dinner. I'm not sure when I saw her so excited. The mom, not the kid. Oh, the kid probably thought that was great too. Okay, so now this one just needs something on the back. And like I said, I did not put very many things in here purposefully, but I just needed another signature to find, you guys. Okay, let's see. What are we going to use? I don't really like that for the front. Why did I say I would use that one? Oh, no, let's just use this one. Let's do this one. I like that. I like when you open it, it's right there. Okay, and I'm going to squeeze this one back in here. Okay, here it is. Ta-da! Are you guys ready? Fun in the sun for your grandkids would be volleyball, surfing, building sand castles. Fun. That is a lot of fun. Yes, sand castles. Yeah. I do love getting to go to the beach, and yeah, that is fun. Okay, now where is what I was going to use for the tab binding? Okay, so for your tab binding, you can use fabric, you can use paper, ribbon, whatever you want to do. And what you need to do is we're going to cut some little pieces, and I would say they need to be about 2 inches long. Because if you've got them 2 inches long, they're going to give you a nice little amount. Well, let's see. Let's do 2 inches right here. I don't know, I might want to do a little bit more than that. But if you've got a piece that's 2 inches, and I'm going to fold these, but if you do that, then you've got about 1 inch on both sides, right? You can wrap around there. So that's plenty. But the signature like this is not, you know, terribly thick. So you've got enough to go around like that. But I want to make sure, you guys, that it goes underneath my cover. And that actually will. I just thought it would be fun to do it in this bright orange. It kind of goes with the whole rest of my book, right? Bright and cheery. So let's just go ahead and do that. And so I'm going to have, I don't know. I don't know. It's too hard to figure out. I need 3 for this one. So then you're alternating them. You're going to put 3, 2, 3. And actually, I don't think the last one gets any. I don't think it needs it because your other, the next 3 is going to wrap around the back signature. So we'll see here. How many of you have made a tab bound journal? And did you like it? I want to know. Who has made a tab binding? Let me see what's going on here. All right. I still can't believe that when I got ready to go live again, it did that same thing and just would not do anything. I'd been sitting here doing stuff at the computer, and then as soon as I hit go live, it wouldn't let me do it. It's like, no thanks. Little stinker. 1. Okay, so 1. I need 3 for this one. I need 2 for the next one. And I need another 3. So I'm just going to get these. And I haven't decided yet if I'm going to like smooth them all out. What do you guys think? Shall I smooth them out or kind of leave them? I don't know. I don't even know what I would call this. Not smooth. Smooth or not smooth? That's the question. Okay, so here we go. We're going to put this one on first. And so always if you want something to kind of line up and you've got, oh, Janet says she hadn't seen it before. Cool. So you want to, you know, and I could have ironed these, but I didn't. And I don't know where my household iron is. I don't know. It's gone missing. And then also my tiny iron in the craft room. I don't know where that is. No idea. Hey, Martha, how are you doing? Hey, Carmen. Oh, my goodness, you guys. What's going on here? I had to put a little glue on here. My cap has glued itself on. What the heck? There we go. All right. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some glue here where I want it. And lay this down. And I don't know. I should have folded it in half. That's what I was going to do. I can't, even if I decide the plan, half the time I can't remember what the plan was. Now you're going to be able to see this glue seeping through. And I'm okay with that. I mean, a lot of this is not too junky, but I guess I'm going to have to live with that part being a junk journal, right? And then maybe I'll just go ahead and, I might just go ahead and seal these sides up. Let's do that. I like that it's got this little bit of frayed edge. I think that's kind of fun. So let's go ahead and pull that together. I hope I don't have to sit here very long holding this. That's one thing. The Fabri-Tac, you know, it'll stick pretty quick. Okay, and so now I'm going to put, no, you guys. Hey, when I had to do my extra signature today, as much of you have seen me struggle so with doing that at one time or another, I just breezed through that thing. Except I forgot the envelope on the outside. I had to pull it apart, and then I like stitched through the envelope again. And I'm just like, now why couldn't I do that like when I'm live? Why does it have to be such a struggle when you're live? Who knows, right? Okay, so let's put this down. And make sure it looks like it's about halfway out there. Just kind of tap that down a little. All right. Let's do this one too. Yeah, you guys, if these had been ironed, that would be kind of cool because you could get them much more, you know, you could get them in half much easier. Oh, you guys, my fingers are going to be just full of glue, right? I think I folded that the wrong way, that it should have gone more easy. That's okay. So then here's the thing. When you put one here and one here, then you can eyeball it and decide what looks like it is about halfway between. Now, this was halfway between where I put my outside edges for my my signature stitching. Okay, so we've got one like this. This one's going to have two. While I've got this one out here, I'm going to do my next set of 3 though, okay? And I'll show you in a second, but as long as it's laying there, I'm just going to go ahead and do it. So we're going to put 3 of these on 2 signatures, and then 2 of them that are going to be in between there. Those are going to be on the, oh my gosh, on the second signature. So this will be on signatures 1 and 3. Okay. So I want these to line up because it's gonna look better on the back if you get these guys lined up, right? So we want them to line up. Oh my goodness. Okay. You like scrunchy. I think I do too. I don't know that I don't. Look at that. I made a mess on that one, you guys. What can I say? I don't know. I've only done the glue ends other than the sew method. Yeah, this is kind of fun, and I really like being able to use these use envelopes. I made one time that was with 5x7 envelopes, and I loved it. It was so much fun. And I tell you what, and right now that video is still on Facebook. If you wanted to go see it, you could. You know, I don't like the way that is. I've done that on the wrong side. But the thing about that, how are you going to keep all the pages? The pages are sewn in, Susan. The pages are sewn in to the envelopes. Like each one of these envelopes is actually a sewn together signature. I'll show you in a second. Let me do this one. And I'll show you. Good grief, this is really taking a little time. So you want them to be as even, you know, or yeah, you want them to match up as much as you can, because it's going to look the best on the back of your, like when you look at it from the spine, okay? All right, so, man, I got little glue boogers everywhere. Oh, I just looked up in my monitor. That looks great. Okay, so now, okay, so this one is the first one. This will be the third one. We'll take this one for the second one. And now what we want to do for the second one, we're going to put 2 right here. And that's all we need. 2 more. I'll use this one as my little, oh man, this is messy. You know, I was going to use something else, and I thought I saw this sari and I thought, oh, that would be cool. It would be so bright. But man. Now, like I said, if you wanted it super even and neat, I would take these and I would, you know, iron them open. I would fold them however. Or, I mean, it would give you a big piece, you know, what is that? Like probably about 1 inch or so wide. I like that. Okay, so now we want this to go right in the middle. I might need to depend on looking at my monitor for this too. That looks pretty good. Things look totally different when you look at them overhead as opposed to like at an angle, right? As sometimes people stand up so they can see exactly what's going on. Well, where'd the other one go? It won't let me go. It just won't let me go. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh, what I was going to say, those 5x7 envelopes, and I mean, you could do them with smaller too, but if you can find some that come to a point, you know, the flap is a point. Oh my goodness, those are really fun because you can use those pointed flaps. You can make those into tuck spots. So that's kind of cool. I like being able to do that. So next up after me is going to be Christy from Funky Junk Inspiration. Oh, look at that. I got glue boogers. Okay, and then this one. Okay, so here's what we do now. Here we take our first one with 3 and we flip it to the left. So this is showing. And now we put it like that. Well, make sure these guys are pointed out because we'll need them like that. So now we're going to lay this way and line them up. And now we're going to wrap the 3. Oh, you guys, I needed these a little longer. Shoot. It'll work. Man, I just barely have enough. So this one goes here. So the one with 3 wraps the 3 around. Oh my goodness. Let me see here if I can use one of these babies. And this one goes here. Oh, you guys, I cut those too short. I would say about 2.5 inches would probably have been a way better measurement. And then the third one down here goes right here. Oh, it's not so bad. I'll clippy this. Okay, So now we take our next one. So this was a 2. Now we need to take the 3 and lay it down, line it up. And now we take the 2s and we wrap them around. Let me see if I've got another couple of, oh, I do. Oh, I finally found, I think I told you guys one time I could not ever find any more of the little clips at the Dollar Tree. And just right after I told you guys that, I found some. So I grabbed another pack. Okay, so now we're on the 2s. So number 2 gets done. And so we wrap that there. Whew. Could you do this with all 13 papers? You could. You could make each one of them like this. But I just wanted each one of my yes, I mean, and that would be kind of a cute little thing to do. It would be very different. Your signature, I mean, your little things would not be. And that's exactly what I did with the envelopes. Like the single envelopes, like the little 5x7 envelopes, each one of those I folded in half and I just used it as its own signature, and I just, did the tab binding on those. So we got that there. And so this is our last one. This is why I said, I realized when I gave you guys like the little mini version of how to do it, I all of a sudden realized that I needed it to be an even number. And you can just keep going. I mean, you do not have to do like 4. You can just keep going. But this was all I wanted to do because I've got several, I've got several papers in all of these. So that's all I wanted to do with that. What? Oh, you know what? Okay. But I think this is fun. Okay. Oh, Jill said she hadn't seen this before. I don't know. There's probably people that can explain that. If you don't use this kind of ribbon and you're not doing all this kind of crazy stuff, it's probably a lot easier to understand. Somebody is probably going to be able to run through it way more quickly, right? Let me just hold this down a second so it can continue to stick down there. But I like it. It's just something different, right? Hi, Sue. How are you? Molly says she wouldn't iron. She likes it more natural. I just thought it would be fun. Something different. Now, when we get this done and I can take my clippies out, I don't know if that's enough. I'm afraid to put too much glue because I don't want it to seep outside the ribbon, and I don't want it to, well, she says as she has to get it off of there. Oh my goodness. Okay. And yes, you can kind of see the glue seeping through the ribbon, but I'm okay with that. It's not, I don't think it's that terrible looking. Okay, where's my top here? I had other stuff to, well, and I think we still could work on a few little things that could be used for tags. In one of those things that I got, one of them is some ATC cards, and I have put them together to use like for some tags. Okay, so there it is. That's what it looks like on the back. And this is why I like to, lace them, and, even trying to get them matched up. Look, see, I've still got them kind of, they're not exactly matched up right there. But see, each one of these were, a signature, a regular signature that had, all the papers, and they're all bound in here. the envelope is on the outside. Oh, let's go ahead and put this guy on here. And then, yeah, that'll be cute. I like using that orange, you guys. Isn't that cute? It's just bright and cheery. Okay. Yeah, Liz, that would be kind of fun to do all just the papers and do them together. And yes, you could. I mean, it is a binding method. Except I would, if I was going to do that, I would make it I'd either make it 12 or 14 pages. An even number will give you, and when I get this on here, I'll show you. An even number is going to give you an even look on the binding. So see, this is what I was talking about. Like last time, if here's the three signatures right here. If I would have ended with that, then this second one wraps around, and so I wouldn't even have this third one. I didn't even need it. So your last one doesn't need anything. It doesn't need any ribbons or anything glued to it. It doesn't need the little tabs, because the one next to the last, which is this one, our three are glued on this one, and on this one, and so that's the one that takes hold of the very back binding. Okay. Whew. Look, we finally got that far, you guys. Can you believe it? We did it. We got it put together. Everybody else's journals are so much further along than this, but I know some of you had not seen this, and I just thought it would be fun. You know me, I like to do something different. So now we've got all the space in here, and how much of it. Now the thing about it is, when you do this, you have to realize, I mean, these have a little bit of give. They've got a little bit of wiggle room like this. They are held together, they're all bound together with each other, but there is a little bit of wiggle room. So, and I'm sure that if your signatures weren't very big, you could probably do them really tight and maybe alleviate that, but I don't mind. They're stuck together. They're not going anywhere, right? So I had some of these. I thought these were kind of cute. These are some of them that I pulled together, and these were supposed to be ATC cards, and I just put them on a paper. I just used Canva and put them together like this to use. So we can just cut these apart and make some little tags. There's so many things in those, all of those things I have listed. They're in the description, the paper kits that I use, the collections. They're all in there. There's a million things, you guys. And you can go and look, and, you might just want to use one. They all had different things that they had available. And that thing's in the way. They all had different things available. They were all different. One I think was something kind of tropical, which was probably this one. But I just put it all together. I mean, why not, right? People just let me loose, and I just did what I wanted. So I just had all kinds of stuff like that, right? Oh my goodness. Let's see. Good, Janet. Would have never guessed. Oh my goodness. Which part would you not have guessed? I want to know what you wouldn't have guessed. With me, there's no telling what you might not have guessed. Oh, I'm not that wild. Not that wild and crazy. Thanks, Sue. Thanks, Connie. Yeah, you should give it a whirl. And you guys, like I said, if you want to give it, if you really want to try and not really be frustrated, take 4 envelopes and fold them in half and just do that and see where that takes you. And it will be really, it'll be something easy for you to try. And it'll be an easy thing to use. Gosh, where's I thought I had well, I thought I had a corner around her sitting there. I don't know, I guess not. But I am not afraid to use a pair of scissors to do some corner rounding. I can do it. And you know, it's just not, these things are small. Nobody's gonna notice it. If they're not just exact, nobody's gonna know. Plus, they're not even gonna care, right? They're not gonna know or care. I've got to go back and watch some more. I didn't get a chance to see much of what was going on. I honestly was still so behind on this, I had to take a minute, and this looks like a dirty Kleenex. Let me move that. It was a wet wipe. Wet wipes are some of our best friends in crafting, right? Oh my gosh, I tell you what, I got so much glue stuck on me now. Yes, another Christy. We got 2 Christies in a row. And then I think, if I'm not mistaken, our last person today is our other Christy. So lots of fun today. So you can just round off your corners. Some of these have a little bit more that could be like a little journaling card if you wanted to do that. I've got, so I mean, these were meant to be ATC cards. They don't have to be. Don't be afraid to use things that were, you know, designed for something else to use for what you want it to be. So I'm just gonna punch some holes here. I love these things that were these flying kites at the beach. I thought that was fun. A lot of times we think about flying kites as spring because so much, sometimes it's so windy in the spring, right? But, you know, you get some good breezes at the beach. That'd be fun. Super fun. Let's see. I bet I've got a cool blue ribbon over here to use. Here's my pile of sari. It just comes, it comes in a real tightly wound thing, and you just undo it. I saw somebody show how you can take it apart and keep it from doing this, but you know, I don't really care. Oh, this would be a pretty one. I just take, and all these colors, these are from, you know, the saris that they make for women. They take the scraps on the floor, and then they just take them and they sew the little scraps end to end. And so I just pull these, I pick a color I want, and I just kind of pull it to where, look, now I said that, and I've got it in a really tight spot. I can't even find it yet. Oh, there it is. No, actually, it was already cut off. But then, if it wasn't, I would just snip the next end, and then it's free. Free as loose. It's ready to go. So that is kind of fun. Okay, so now you can just take these. Man, that stitching on there, you can't even hardly feel that. It's not a knot, it's just a nice little thing stitched across. So you can either stick these through here. You know, now using this kind of stuff on here, this will kind of make it come together with what we used for the binding, because it's kind of matching, right? I want to pull one of these out farther. Okay, I don't need them to match the same length. They are, aren't they, Yolanda? They are just, they're gorgeous colors. And now, you know, and this is kind of the fun part. You've got like all these little frayed pieces and stuff. So those of you who like, you know, fibers and little frayed goodies, you know, then ta-da, there you have it. So you can just keep doing it. This blue is a great color to use for these, I think. This is a gorgeous color. Super pretty. I usually, when I'm making tags, I have a regular hole punch that I usually use because it's a little bit larger than the largest setting on the crocodile. So I usually do that because then it makes it a little bit easier to run these through. Molly. It bunches up good. I'll just say that. It bunches up pretty good. Okay. See, and even if it, you could also you could also tie it a different way and just, put this on. And I will give you a little tip. If you've got something that is kind of wide and you're trying to get it through a little hole, take a little bit of glue and roll the end in your fingers and make it tight and let it dry a tiny bit. You don't have to put very much on. And let it dry, and then it's almost like the end of a shoelace. Then it's all tight and nice and you can get it through something. So sometimes that little trick comes in handy. But yeah, doubled up like this on one end, it makes it a little bit. And look at this one. Look how with this being frayed, I don't know if you can see it. It's got like two. Oh, my hands are so. It's almost, you can see this purpley color. It looks like the purple threads are coming across, and then it looks like the more blue color must be woven the other way. That's really cool. Have any of you ever done any kind of weaving? I know this is paper crafts, but I know so many of us have tried so many things. Has anybody done any weaving? I know one direction is called the warp and the other is called the weft, and I can't remember which is which. I'll just pull this through here. You're amazed. Lori, I'm so glad. I love to have, I'll probably be the only amazing thing that gets done around here today. Okay, look at that. So you can just keep making them. Look how cute those are. And one of the things that we used in here, let me see if I can find one. I think the 3 original signatures I had, we made these little pockets, or they were envelopes, and we put the envelopes together. So, I mean, you could stick these in here like this. And even though they stick out here in front of this girl's face, she can live with it. She's not going to care. But I mean, that you've got these pockets that were already in here from some of the envelopes. Or, you could take some of these and you could take one of these that is this size and do like, this would be fun to do like just even a corner tuck spot. Let's do that real quick. My goodness, you guys, once you get your pages put together and, there's so many fun ideas for doing all the things, the pockets, the fun stuff, the belly bands, just so many fun things. Look, and I like to have some things in the book that do not have pictures on them, or they don't have a print, because I just think that it gives you so much more, other places to decorate and do other stuff with. Not that you can't, use all of these on the papers that already have stuff on them. But now, look, we've got that. I'm probably on here, I'll probably put something in here with like a little tab so you just pull it out. And I think that would be fun. And you could put some of your little tags across here like this. So, just it can go on and on and on, and so many fun things, you guys. And I hope if you haven't tried doing any, oh, Liz says she loves weaving. Molly does paper weaving. Connie says she did some weaving in college. It was years ago. I did a fun weaving thing once when I was in high school. It was something that we were doing, and it was on kind of a big frame, and it was in sections. Every section, like all across the whole thing, was kind of like a patchwork quilt, except every little section there had a different kind of weaving technique on it, and it was so much fun. It's one of those things I wish I had. I spent a lot of time on it. And in Denver, we had a place that was at one of the shopping centers, and they had all kinds of yarns and fibers. Oh my gosh, it was a glorious place to go to. I had so much fun when I went there. Thank you so much, you guys, for coming. Thank you, Jimmy Lou and the Messy Craft Corner for having this event, and I can't wait to see what we're gonna do. You know what the Messy Craft Corner is gonna have for, and Junk Journaling Jamboree is the group. So don't forget to come and join the group. That's where you want to be to know what's going on, and we'll see what's going to happen for. I don't know if she's going to have another 3-month segment or not. We'll have to find out what she decides. But thanks for coming, and let's pop on over. All you have to do is refresh your browser if you're watching in the Junk Journaling Jamboree, and we'll find Christy. Thanks. Bye bye.